Hi everyone, my name is Giovanni Ravelis. I live in El Paso, Texas. I will be covering today with you week 2 of the DAW assignment. The DAW I've chosen is Ableton Live. I'm going to do what is called a mashup. So we're going to work with an acapella and a background track. We'll begin by loading the acapella onto the DAW. As you can see, the preview gave us some unwanted sound there. I'm going to go ahead and practice what we learned called trimming. We'll trim that out at the beginning there. And then I've also sort of figured out where I wanted to kind of have my main melody start. So I will go ahead and practice the split or the separation. And I will do that by selecting the position in the clip and right-clicking and selecting split. Or we can also use the shortcut key Control E. Once we split them, we can go ahead and delete the rest of the track and just work with that main melody part that we can hear there. Next, we can practice zooming here with the plus and the minus keys. As you can see on the screen, we can zoom in the waveforms that are shown there on the bottom there and at the top. Bottom is going to be a little bit of a more specific edit, which will deal with warping tempos. They didn't really cover that this week, but zooming comes in very handy there. Also, we're going to go over grid options. Under the options menu, we can select the snap to grid option or use Control 4. Control 4 will turn that function on and off, so we can drag, sort of in a rather continuous fashion, or snap to the grid. Next, we'll go ahead and load the beat, the background beat to the song. You can hear the little background preview there. We'll load it on to a second track, and then we can actually choose the color there by right-clicking on the clip. Once it gets loaded, I chose yellow there, and we can choose red for our acapella track. Next, we can also rename our tracks. This would be very useful if it was a little more complicated. Seems a little redundant here, but we'll go ahead and practice it anyway. We can right-click and then select rename, or alternatively we can use Control R as the option to rename both of the tracks there. The next topic we covered in the class was sort of being able to mark spots in the timeline to be able to distinguish sections. Here in Ableton they are called locators, and you just have to go up there and right click in the timeline, the area where you want the locator to be, and then you're able to give it a name. Next, we'll go over looping or loop editing. If you can see up there, there's that little bar that I'm dragging on the side. Combined with the circular arrow, it's a yellow button towards the top right-ish. It'll let us loop over the predefined bar that we have there. And if you can hear it there, I'm listening to where the acapella is not matching the beat in the background. Ableton has this feature called the warping that allows us to sort of easily adjust the tempo on the acapella track there. So using this looping function, I can keep on listening to the same section over and over to make sure that it matches the beat in every measure. So that's a really neat function there, a really neat way to use the loop. Next, we're going to go over consolidating tracks. In this example, I'm going to remove a section of the acapella that I'm actually going to reuse over and over. I just don't want it in this section particularly. She says check it out. I'm going to cut it out, but I want the exact same amount of time in between in case I choose to drag it around. So a good choice to do that is to consolidate. So we click on both clips and then we right click and consolidate, or alternatively we can use the Control J option, and we can see that it consolidated both of the tracks and kept the silence there. Last thing we need to cover is fades. There's a small kind of a mini drop in this song here, and then the beat song actually says shake it, while the acapella is saying shaking that ass. So we're going to cut that out. So you can see that there's a little bit of a noise so you're going to get a clipping sound. So the best way to get over that is to do a fade. Right click there, show fades, or Control Alt F will show you your fade curve. Just adjust it so that we don't hear that at the end, and then we can play that at the end and we can hear that it's a smooth, hardly noticeable cut. So with that comes to a conclusion my little tutorial here based on this week's DAW assignment. It's actually helped me out a lot to find these features actually on Ableton Live. I've been wanting to learn this DAW for quite some time, and I found it really counterintuitive. But after diving in and really looking for these features, it was really enjoyable to get to know these features well and finding out the shortcuts. So I'm grateful for that, and thank you for your time in watching this video, and let me know what you think. We'll see you in class.